Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here. I'm still sick, feeling about the same. That's that. I don't know. Hopefully, you feel better soon. But either way, one thing made me feel a little better today, and that is more like buffs that are coming in on the 14th of November, which is Tuesday, the day the raid opens, reset day, all of that. Buffs to Destro and Demo's tier set tonight. Want to review that, talk about the changes, the buffs, look at the damage breakdown, or I guess the damage increase comparatively to other classes, and just go from there. If you want any weekly rewards or add-ons in the video, links to Twitch and Discord down below. All for free for you guys. Link to the Sims down there as well if you want them. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so getting into it, I'm gonna go over the classes that are buffed today in the blue post really quickly. The buffs are coming in on Tuesday, and look at them in the overall Simcraft rankings here. I think this is relatively accurate. I don't believe Frost or Fire and Arcane are listed here for Mage. Besides that, I think it's pretty accurate at this point for most classes. Give or take, maybe a couple changes here and there. So a lot of like tank and healer buffs today, a decent bit. The DPS buffs, one was to Unholy. I've heard good things about Unholy and bad. I don't know where they are. They could literally be one of the best classes or the worst. I have zero idea. I've heard they're great and they're terrible. I have seen none on PTR. They're like literal unicorns. You don't see them anywhere. But they're pretty low when it comes to overall Sims. Like I said, honestly, I don't know where they are. I've been asked a million times. I haven't seen any. I don't think anybody has. But they're buffed a decent bit. Death Coil, Scourge, Dragon stuff here, give or take. I don't know what this amounts to for them for raw DPS game, but they're sitting about here below Destro in the actual Sim profile, which is, you know, pretty bad. Moving on from there, Vengeance, Demon Hunter, whatever, Guardian, Resto, Balance, nothing really relevant to Balance here. They nerfed AUG a bunch, which is not really surprising. This is actually 40% when the class released. Now it's 10%, which is wild. They're still pretty good in the raid, I would assume. Being able to buff the best classes, being able to buff the classes that do the best damage and buff classes that are CDing, unsurprisingly, still pretty strong. So I would venture to guess AUG is still pretty good. Maybe not some degen stuff or as much degen stuff happening with AUG in the raid, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll know in a few days. Another DPS class here, Frost Mage. So they buffed glacial spike damage by 6%, was 10 in the 2-piece. But they nerfed the damage from the explosion to 15, down from 20. So it's sort of maybe a wash there. Not really sure. Just maybe redistributing power in the tier bonus. I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah. And then Brewmaster, whatever. Windwalker was buffed a bit too, but they're also pretty bad down here. In case for all of PTR. Frost sitting about here, right around where Demonology is at. Once again, probably just retooling of their tier set, give or take. And then we have Rogue, Assassination, but honestly, like they're pretty subpar too, right around here. The big thing though, Warlock. So Destro. The Rifts. These are all buffs to the talent, right? This is not the tier bonus. They are part of the tier bonus. These are buffs to baseline dimensional rift. So Chaos Tear is the green one that launches a Chaos Ball out of it. That thing's terrible. It needed a big buff. It got one. Shadowy Tear is the purple one. This is the other green one that launches like little like green raindrops out of it. Bit of a buff. It's fine. This is the 4-piece, the Flame Rift, a 50% buff. The 2-piece, the increase from 2-piece to 4-piece on PTR until this buff was 1% tier bonus wise. It was terrible. Chances are pretty high. It's still pretty terrible. Honestly, it's still RNG if you roll, you know, one Flame Rift or 3 Flame Rifts or whatever. But in the end, it needed a buff. It got it. We'll take it. It is what it is. Chances are pretty high. Destro still needs like probably a 5 to 8% aura buff, being honest. So the sim here for Destro, with buffs, to the Rifts, about a 2.4% DPS gain, about 224 K DPS wise, which is sitting about here, give or take, above Hunter, roughly, below Rogue, or below Demo. Once again, to be competitive up here with the big dogs, Destrian's a buff, probably like 5, 8% aura wise. Probably see it next week after the raid, when they figure out it's bad, but, you know, who knows. But either way, step in the right direction, some buffs to Rift, there's that. Now, when it comes to Demonology, so they buffed the Doom brand single target damage of our tier set in the Mirror Distill by 50% and buffed the Doom Fiend by 40% on the 4-piece. Now, I believe this bonus is about 8.5% of our damage roughly in single target, combining the 2 and 4 together, I think, in my own testing of things. This is about, I think what I've heard and seen, this is about a 3.8% buff, roughly, give or take. Not bad. Demon's already the best spec for Warlock, you know, damage-wise, and probably in the raid overall. So we'll take it. We'll look at the numbers in a minute here. They also nerfed the Aberrus tier bonus, the Grimoire Felguard sinking. They made it half a second instead of 1. At this point, probably means you're just not playing Reign of Tyranny anymore. Week 1 of the raid that we talked about a few days ago. Probably just playing Grand Warlock's design and just saying, hey, My average bonus is whatever. It's here when it sinks, but it is what it is. This is going to mean you have a very, very late sync in your Grimoire to your Tyrant if you're playing Ring of Tyranny. So if I just play Grand Warlock's Design and just say, hey, whatever, it sinks every other Tyrant and that's that. So when it comes to the raw gain here, Demonology is looking at roughly 237 playing the Wilfred's build and 239 playing the Naked build. About a 2k DPS disparity, 2.3k, about 1%. Now, we've talked about it a lot. I'm still a little iffy on the Naked. I'll do this here. I'm still a little iffy on the Naked Tyrant build. Just being honest, I just am. I don't know. I feel like Naked Tyrant is a minute and a half, no Tyrant damage amps, nothing like that. And honestly, damage profile is irrelevant, right? When you have that minute damage profile versus that minute and a half damage profile on a lot of fights, having that minute Tyrant, that minute cooldown, brings a lot more relevancy to encounters, to Mythic Plus, this, that, everything else. This is the Naked Tyrant build, the no Soulbound Tyrant, no Ray of Tyranny, no Grand Warlock Design build right here. Like Soul Strike or a Vile Fiend. Which, once again, it's a bit odd to me. I'm assuming it's because you're playing double stack Souls, double pack the Imp Mother, and no Vile Fiend. You're just getting more shards from Soul Strike for more pets or more imps, which means more procs of this, which means more stack value. That's what I'm assuming. I don't really know. But Simmer's still a little wonky, not really sure. But once again, I mean, when you're sitting at, you know, a 1% DPS disparity with a 1 minute profile versus a minute and a half, I'm still, me personally, I haven't played it a whole lot. I'm sick, as we know, but I'm still heralding the Grand Warlock Design build as a better build. I could be wrong. I'm going to see how it goes. Hopefully I feel better next few days and play it a little more, but I'm still heralding the Grand Warlock Design build as the better build. Quality life-wise, damage profile-wise, just in general. We'll see where it goes. We'll go from there. But yeah, so we could say whether it's 237 or 239, or Demo's jump to be roughly about here, give or take. Right around Hunter level. I would assume Demon Hunter's probably a little higher still, give or take. I don't know. Right here, roughly. In between, like, basically above Havoc, roughly, and below BM or right around Survival. Right in here. So, not bad. Demo, once again, a good PI target. Obviously, has not the best, not as good as last tier, but still pretty solid. And like I said, man, this is a good. I think a lot of fights this tier are good Warlock fights. Our damage profiles fit the fight pretty well. It's just our damage was not there. But the buffs of Demo, these buffs are bigger for Demo, for sure, than they are Destro. And it's going to catapult Demo to being probably the most played spec on basically every fight this right tier. Maybe not all of them, but a good bit probably playing Demonology. Once again, this tier. No AF buffs, unfortunately. Just sort of is what it is. I don't know. AF's tier is already pretty strong. Not incredibly strong, but strong enough. Yeah, maybe AF in a couple fights still, depending how it goes and stuff. But Demo definitely gains some ground. So we'll need to keep an eye on the Naked build as well as the Grand Warlock's build and compare them. You can, like, just keep an eye on them and compare them the first week of the raid being open. But overall, I mean, we hoped it would happen, and it happened. Oh, and here is also, this is a sim that's always ran by Summer in the Lock Discord as well. Credit to him. This sim here is basically current gearing, playing Aberrus tier, Ray of Tyranny, Wilfred's Fix, and Wilfred. So this sim here is not with the updated Aberrus. This is not with the updated Aberrus nerfs, right? With the half second, right? This is still playing the full 1 second reduction. You can see that Ray of Tyranny was ahead by, I don't know, 4k DPS, roughly 5k. With the nerfs, it's obviously going to be less. I think chances are pretty high. Wilfred probably overtakes Ray of Tyranny. I don't have that sim. I don't know if it's been run or not, but either way, if it doesn't overtake it, it's gonna be very close now. So it might just be a Wilfred's angle, regardless. Wilfred's or Naked angle, regardless. Week 1, a couple days from now. I guess we'll see where it goes. But yeah, if you guys want to look at this info, links to the sims down below. And yeah, Demo rising, I guess. So thanks for watching, guys. That wraps it up. Hopefully I clarified some of the changes today, the buffs, nerfs, I guess the state of Warlock heading to week 1 of a mirror distill. I'm sorry if it's a little rushed or you can't understand a whole lot. My voice is gone. My nose is still up and still sick. I'm trying to get a little better. Hopefully I'm feeling a little better tomorrow. I feel like I'm sort of turning the corner a little bit now, but yeah, we'll see. So I leave for the race world first in a matter of soon, and I'm not feeling the best, so obviously I'm gotta feel better soon. So either way, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comment section. I'll do my best to get back to you. If you want any of the sims or anything, like I said, links them down below in the description, as well as WeakWar's add-ons, Twitch, Discord links if you want them. all for free for you guys. At the same time, before we end, I want to give a shout out to my patrons, like always, for the end of the video. For all support on Patreon, guys, like always, thank you a million times. I really appreciate it. If you look at supporting on Patreon, there should be a link up here, as well as down below in the video description. I was curious if Locke could get buffed today. Typically Fridays today we get buffs before the raid opens up, and we did. I'm surprised Af didn't get buffed much at all. I'm surprised Destro didn't get more of an aura buff, but in the end, I'll take it. Demo already fit a lot of fights this tier pretty well. And with these buffs, well, I mean, it fits even better. Damage is there. We're not the best class in the raid, but quite possibly one of the better range. I want to see where Fire and Arcane land for Mage, but I think we're def up there now as one of the better classes, and we're also a pretty good PI target, so we'll see where it goes. But yeah, with all that being said, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, hit the like and sub button below. It helps out a ton. I'll catch you all again soon on stream. Peace.